This video is brought to you by Asub12 Productions. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to enjoy the videos. Also, please try and comment and rate the videos. Thank you. Oops, can't see that. Okay, save F5. Okay, so true, and then it's where is it? Where's it gone? Here it is. Okay, and then it says dunno, because going back to the statement, 1 is not greater than or equal to 10, so this isn't executed. It then checks this else if, and 5 is not equal to 10, so it doesn't execute this, and then it just goes to a last resort statement, which outputs dunno. And then of course, because 48943 is not an even number, it outputs it's odd. And let's just change this to demonstrate that it does actually work. Okay, just close that. So it's there, we can tell instantly that's an even number, but if we're using variables then we can't know for sure, so that's why we generally use this. Anyway, let's just compile that, and we can see, whoops, it's even. Okay, so this has actually been a pretty long tutorial, and it's probably, I've made it a lot more confusing than it actually needs to be. Hopefully everyone's taken away how to use an if statement. Ultimately, that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to teach you about using the if, the else if, and the else, and using them together as well. You don't have to use them one at a time or two at a time only. You can use all three at a time, and also you can have multiple else ifs. You can have so we could have another else if checking if num1 is what else can we have? Actually, let's just, now this may look like it's exactly the same as the statement above, but let's just change this around. I'm just gonna give another example of using that exclamation. What we're saying here is else if num1 is equal to num2 not, or else if not num1 is equal to num2. This is the same as actually doing oops. All you need to know is that this exclamation mark reverses whatever we're trying to check inside here. Okay, and this will of course be output because num1 is not the same as num2. It's not equal to okay, and if I just save that, refresh, just demonstrating here using multiple else ifs, they're not equal. Okay, good, cool. And you could have loads of else ifs, so don't think you're limited by the number of else ifs you can have. However, if I have more than one if, what's going to happen is, if I had an if below this here, if blah, whatever, doesn't really matter, what would happen is this if would check if 1 is greater than or equal to 10, and it would output false. Then this if would check, then these else ifs would be attached to this if. Basically, else ifs and elses have to be attached to an if. Well, actually, else ifs have to be attached to either another else if or an if. Here you can see this else if is attached to another else if, whereas this else if is attached to an if. And the else if, the else has to be attached to either an else if or an if. Here it's attached to an else if, for example, whereas here it's attached to an if. Okay, so else ifs and elses all have to be attached to something. So if you do this if isn't actually attached to this if. They're actually separate statements, so this will be considered as one block, and this will be considered as one block. So unless you're trying to do something with that, don't have multiple ifs in, just don't have multiple ifs, like I've just demonstrated. Anyway, I realize this is probably a really crappy tutorial. If you don't understand this, you should probably either go check out someone else's tutorial, or try and find a text tutorial or something like that. I don't know. You know, if this really confuses you, you can message me, and I'll try and I'll go find a definition for you by a professional, you know, a book writer or something, and I'll give that to you. But anyway, this has just been a long tutorial by Isip12, over and out.